If you have a home with a yard and one of these, then you are going to love what we're going to talk about next. It's called the Tarp Tow system. And Mark, you invented this thing. It was just a stroke of genius, a little bit thanks to your dad, right?
Yes, of course. Well, at my house, or a lot of people's houses, we have a lot of trees and we have to do a lot of work. So every other year or so I have to cut a bunch of limbs out, maybe 20 feet long or so, plus all the bushes and all the leaves I have to deal with. So as I was pulling a tarp, like my dad suggested, pulling and my legs started feeling like chicken legs, I was like, there's got to be a better way to do this. I have a riding lawnmower, why can't I use it? So the idea in my head was I'd need to make some kind of attachment device to fit on the back of my riding lawnmower. And first of all, I thought about using grommets, but then I realized that's a danger factor because if they break out, they can snap back and hit you.
Right.
And I needed to have a really secure, safe device. So that's when the idea of just folding up a plastic sheet that's inexpensive and very strong and durable, and just roll it up onto a tarp, or I call it the tarp tube, and then just mount it stationary around here. So not only do you get a clamping out of it, it also, as you try to pull it, it tightens itself.
All right, show us how easy it is to hook it up here.
Okay, first thing is you get a standard plastic roll that you get at either Home Depot or Lowe's, 25 foot by 10, 6 mils thick, very inexpensive and very durable. First of all, we're going to take the corners of it and we're going to fold them to the center just on the front part, and we'll fold them one more time, just in. Now I'll get my tarp bar, and what you do is you just roll it up on it. And you just have to keep the last 2 holes open on both sides.
Okay.
You don't have to be exact with it, and that's all. And then you just slide it over here onto the Tarp Tow system.
And this one that you've got here is actually 2 years old. That's been outside, so it's not going to go bad on your rust or anything else.
This one's been sitting outside for 2 years, because I don't have room at my house. That's one reason why I never could buy a garden trailer, because I don't have room for it. So that's the reason why that's why I was pulling the tarp in the first place, and the ideas came up. So all you do is get the wing nuts on. I'll get on this side, on your side.
And you're good to go.
Yeah, you just tighten it down.
How many pounds do you think you can haul with this?
I can pull way more than the capacity of your riding lawnmower. I was pulling just this last week because of the storms that we had come through here. I had about 10,000 pounds of limbs fall at my house. So I was able to do about 500 to 600 pounds on each load.
All right, well, let's take a look at some of the uses for it.
Okay, one of the first things is let's just talk about leaf removal. What I've learned at my house is that I bought my tractor, it came with the mulching kit, which I thought was the best thing in the world. Okay, so after the second year that I mulched my leaves, I ended up killing all my grass under all my trees. So the only way to fix it was I had to re-till it and reseed. And so that's one reason why I needed something like this, so I could put all my leaves onto a tarp. And this thing right here, you could put 25, 30 wheelbarrow loads on it. And as you can see in one of my videos, you can actually see me blowing it on with a backpack blower or a rake.
Okay. And then you can even put some larger branches on it, pull those, and just roll them off by grabbing the back corner.
Right, as you'll see in the video, we have it to where when you grab the corner, you can just walk it right over. It's really simple. And one thing that's really nice is that you can actually put your tarp or your plastic sheet right underneath your work area. So when you're cutting your brushes or your tree limbs, you can actually fall right down on it. You don't have to double move it. And
then the great thing that I love, you can also use it to unload stuff out of your van like you did with your pine needles.
Yes, exactly. At my house, I mulch them with pine needles, and I get about maybe 12 to 15 bales, and I can only carry about 2 to 4 of those out of my van at a time, or even if you're using a trailer. And what I did is just put my tarp sheet under there, and I put a piece of cardboard to protect my paint at the bumper, put all 12 on it, pulled it right out like it was nothing, took it right to my site, and dumped it.
All right. If you're interested in getting one of these, you can get in touch with Mark, tarptow.com, Tarp Tow on YouTube, and Tarp Tow on Facebook as well.
Yes, on Facebook.
It is made in the USA, invented by a guy right here in town. Give it a try, Tarp Tow. Mark, good luck.
Thank you, Morgan.